Most fans just know Rod Wave as a dude who makes sad songs about relationships, but he's actually been a crash out from the jump and got booked for attempted murder when he was just 15 years old. But Shiesty is still crashing out on social media and talking about how many bodies his crew has dropped.
When you say, nigga, it's 20 niggas dead, nigga, 50 niggas locked up when you watch our video, nigga, it's really that.
A rapper named Lil Buck had dissed Boss Goon, so Queso and his homies found out where Lil Buck lived and followed him to a shopping mall. Queso was about to pop out and murder Lil Buck in broad daylight, but before he killed Lil Buck, he texted one of Buck's homies and told him, "We caught your boy slipping." I put at least 5 bodies on King Von. Von was one of the biggest crash outs in Chicago, and that never changed even after he started hitting the mainstream.
The rappers who crashed out with the fame, with the money, with the name, you know how it is. I am what I am. Regardless, you rapping, whatever, people be living stuck in their ways, man. So let's find out about the rappers who crashed out their fame and money. Some of these folks real life ran up them M's off that game. So let's see. We gonna get straight into this video. MasoMoney. Make sure y'all like and subscribe too, man. We about to get straight into it.
Robbing banks, shooting ops in the face, and trying to kill people with an axe. Today we're breaking down the craziest crash outs in the rap game. Lil Fats had a little emotion in the Chicago drill scene, but then he killed his own cousin, an innocent woman, and is facing a life sentence for one of the most brutal crash outs in the city. Lil Fats ripped a set called 800, and before he got locked up, he bragged about shooting a pregnant woman and making her have an abortion. And in 2020, Lil Fats allegedly killed a dude from Murder Town named Curio. Lil Fats and his homie Lil Twin were supposed to be making a gun deal with Curio, but then Fats and Twin allegedly killed Curio and stole his gun. Then 2 months later, Lil Fats allegedly snaked another dude named Hothead during another gun sale.
Damn.
Some sources claim that Lil Fats already had 5 bodies, but he was about to take the violence to a whole different level. In November 2021, Lil Fats and another 800 member named Lil Swan met up with 2 dudes from Face Road 079 named Spook and Dewey to rob an armored truck.
Dewey was his cousin.
Dewey was allegedly Lil Fats' cousin, and before they linked up for the robbery, Dewey and Spook stole a whip to use on the crash out. Fats and the other 3 linked up and drove to the Bank of America on 83rd and Princeton Avenue while 3 guards were loading an ATM into an armored truck. They hopped out and told the guards to hand over the cash. Then they started shooting. They killed a guard named LaShonda Hartz and shot another one twice. The 3rd guard started shooting back, and that's when Fats and the rest of the crew hopped in their whip and left without getting any money. They drove off after killing LaShonda, but Fats and his homies weren't finished yet. 30 minutes after they left the bank, Fats and the crew pulled up to a Boost mobile store and robbed it. They started the day out thinking they were gonna get over 50K from the bank robbery, but all they ended up with was a bag full of stolen phones. Rumors say that Fats was in something deep and needed money bad, and that's allegedly why he ended up killing Spook and his own cousin Dewey. After they robbed the Boost mobile store, Fats and Lil Swan were riding in the back seat while Dewey and Spook were up front. Then Fats and Lil Swan shot Dewey and Spook, which made their whip crash into a tree. Fats and Swan hopped out and ran inside the house. Then according to a witness who worked with the cops, Fats told somebody inside the crib to call the cops and tell them that someone had been shot and killed in the car outside the house. The cops were already hunting Fats and Swan after the bank hit though, and they brought in the SWAT team to book both of them. Fats was known as a real shooter, but his own gang disowned him after he flipped on Swan and tried to blame everything on him. Lil Fats is probably gonna go down for life for killing LaShonda, Spook, and Dewey, but getting booked still didn't stop him from crashing out. While he was in jail, Fats put hands on his cellmate and tried to elbow a corrections officer in the face. Fats doesn't want to spend the rest of his life in prison, and in 2025, he tried to unalive himself in his cell, but the rope he was using broke. Bando KD was crashing out all over Chicago and went live on IG pointing a rifle at his ops crib. Bando reps a BD set called M Block, and he was allegedly putting in major work for the crew. But in 2022, Bando allegedly went on a crash out mission that left an innocent girl dead on her birthday. On March 1st, 2022, Bando and his homies started letting off shots in the middle of the street. A whip had passed by that they thought was full of ops, so all 3 of them started shooting down the street.
That'd be the problem. You want points, you want to be a savage so bad, you just shoot up a random car. Any car tenant that drive down your block, you just gonna shoot at. It's a mama and her baby in that car. Free the guys, bro. He only shot a 12-year-old little girl coming from her birthday dinner. Free the guys. On phone them. He's a shooter. Why would we do that?
Hit the ops at all, but one of them caught an innocent girl in the head and she died 3 days later. The whole thing was caught on camera, and then an anonymous witness tipped the cops off about who was pulling the trigger. Bando stayed free for a couple of years after the shooting, but then the cops tracked him down right after he got shot by the ops. Bando was still recovering from the gunshot when he got
And he
booked.
got popped.
And then the situation got even
That's
worse
crazy.
for him when someone in the same block slapped Bando so hard
Damn.
that he had to run away to the COs. Bando's
ran?
homie stopped rocking with him too. And in a jail interview with 16 shot on visuals, Bando said everyone gave up on him because they don't think he's ever coming home.
Hell yeah, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of
City.
motherfuckers switched up on me.
He called it
They act like they was
pushing
up
violence.
for me, they ain't really up for me, but
Why is 16 shot him interviewing a treacherous nigga stuck in the hood for smoking a 12-year-old girl? I don't care what nobody say, bro. Like, this man got one of the most popular platforms in Chicago. He could probably interview all types of positive people. You interview the dude who's smoking little girls, folks? Like, that's the reasonable thing that the OG's 35-year-old man online is doing, gang? Like, you 50, folks. You old as hell. You pushing a nigga who finna get life in prison for smoking a little girl. We don't want to hear what this nigga gotta say. Just like the other M-Block dude who kept stealing from A-Lo and shit. We don't care what they gotta say, folks. Like, can you put... For I know it's gotta be someone positive in that call log, bro. I don't care, folks. Like, that shit is goofy to me, gang. But he a savage, so I'm supposed to support the movement? Man, hell no.
yeah, shit, I got that like shit. That was showing me who's what.
When Rod Wave blew up,
Mercy.
nobody knew he was going to end up becoming one of the
Rod
biggest
Wave got
crash
that
outs in
bag.
the game. Back in the day, he was just going viral for falling through stages.
Rod
But
Wave
now he's
fell
getting
through
into
the
shootouts
stage.
with ops and dumping bullets
Damn.
into his girlfriend's whip.
Mercy.
Most fans just know Rod Wave as a dude who makes sad songs about relationships, but he's actually been a crash out from the jump
Rod Wave a
and
shooter?
got booked for attempted murder when he was just 15 years old. Rod Wave broke into a crib and stole a gun. Then he shot someone in the foot with it. He spent a couple years in juvenile.
Dang, why you ain't tell me Rod Wave was crazy like this? I've been feeling pain for so long. I done became numb. You telling me he popping ops, popping his girlfriend? Oh shit.
For that case,
I'm finna
then in
put Rod Wave in the
2017,
playlist. Y'all ain't tell me
Rod
that,
Wave
folks.
got booked again for bringing a pellet gun to school.
My
Rod
bad, let me rewind. I ain't hear everything.
crib and stole a gun. Then he shot someone in the foot with it.
Ooh.
He spent a couple years in juvie for that case. Then in 2017, Rod Wave got booked again for bringing a pellet gun to school. Rod Wave blew up a
Alright,
couple years
trouble.
later when he dropped the track Hard on Ice. But the crash outs didn't stop there. In 2022, Rod Wave got pulled over and arrested because he had a warrant out on his name.
Right.
Reports came out that he was facing a felony domestic violence charge because he allegedly choked his girlfriend out, but the charges ended up getting dropped.
He probably
Beating
didn't
the
get a lot
felony
of
was a
emails
huge
till he was
win.
rich and shit.
Then in 2024,
You know how that
a
be.
video came out that
That'd
showed
be a
Rod
struggle
Wave
shit.
getting caught in the middle of a shootout in Florida.
Mercy.
Rod and his homies were outside of a sports bar when the
Is this
situation
Rod
popped off
Wave?
and 4 people got shot.
Damn, man.
3 of Rod's homies got booked, and the police say they're connected to a crew called the Young Gangsters.
Young
Rod got booked on a gun charge too.
Young Gangsters? Like, that's not a very good name. The feds come pick you up and your crew is the Young Gangsters. Imagine the judge and jury, they reading off your name, and next to your name, they say, a Young Gangster affiliate. Man, they sending your ass up the road, folks.
But the cops said they didn't think he was actually part of the gang. Rod Wave wasn't pulling the trigger at the bar
Nah, he
shootout,
just with 'em.
but a few months
Gotta keep
later,
the
he
savages with me,
crashed
that's
out
my
with his
brother.
own gun. In May 2025, Rod Wave got into a fight with his girlfriend, Minnie Barbie, and there's
Ooh.
allegedly a video of him pulling out a Glock 20 and dumping 11 rounds into Minnie Barbie's G-Wagon.
What?
Rod Wave wasn't trying to hit Minnie Barbie because she wasn't even in the whip, but he
He
still
just
got
blicked her
booked on
car
assault
up.
and gun charges. After the news broke though, Rod Wave's lawyer said that somebody robbed him and Rod didn't do anything wrong.
So Rod Wave is probably a top 5 best-selling artist in the entire world, right? He get this girl who probably replaceable, but she probably looks very good. Probably got a real good emotional connection. He probably couldn't have pulled her until he got this big-ass name and being Rod Wave. But it's no way that your emotions should be this out of check to where you just blick up a G-Wagon for no reason. Bro, this should be unbelievable to me, folks. Like, come on, guy.
While Rod was crashing out, he still kept up the momentum in the rap game and got nominated for his first Grammy in November 2025.
Merchant.
But then a
What
week
song
after he
was
got the
Grammy
Grammy
nominated?
nomination, he got booked again on drug and weapon charges.
Oh, he trouble
The
for
cops
real. I
pulled
didn't even know
Rod
that.
Wave over in Atlanta for speeding
I'm finna
through a
put him on
stop
my
sign.
playlist, gang.
And when they searched his whip, they found 2 guns and a baby bottle with an
Merchant.
ounce of lean in it.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of rap fans
Time to
might
add
not
some
know
Rod
about
to the
Chocolate
playlist.
MC, but he's one of the biggest
I ain't no
crash outs in the
savage listen
game.
to him.
Chocolate is a Cuban rapper who has a lot
Who
of
the
love
fuck
in
is this
Florida.
nigga?
And in 2025, he kidnapped one of his own fans at gunpoint. Chocolate's fans spotted him in the parking lot and asked to take a pic with him. And that's when
Okay.
Chocolate pulled out a gun and held it to the fan's neck. The whole thing was caught on camera, and Chocolate MC kidnapped the fan and made him drive around for a couple of hours. Chocolate tried to get money out of the dude, but the fan didn't have any cash. So after they drove around for a while, Chocolate just let the dude go. It turned out that the gun Chocolate had was actually fake, but Chocolate still got hit with kidnapping and armed robbery charges.
Bruh, first off, what is this nigga name? Like, first off, I think the dude should have got robbed. Cause who is a fan of this nigga? You let this bum rob you and put you at gunpoint talking about something, I like your music. We don't even know this nigga. Bro, aggravated kidnapping. This nigga about to do 20, 30 years. Kidnapping, let alone an armed robbery. I know some niggas that's never coming home.
But that was only the beginning, because Chocolate had a way crazier case going on at the same time. Back in 2024, another Cuban artist named El Tegre was shot and killed.
Damn.
El Tegre was at his homie Damien's house in Miami when they got into an argument, and Damien allegedly shot El Tegre in the head. Then Damien dragged El Tegre's body into his whip, and that's where the cops found him. Chocolate MC and El Tegre were tight, and after Damien got booked for the murder, Chocolate tried to pay some dudes in the Miami jail to kill Damien. The hit never went down, but now Chocolate and Damien are locked up in the same jail, and there's no telling what's gonna happen.
Damn.
K-Flock went viral for crashing out way before he hopped in the booth. And that's why nobody was surprised when he killed an op in broad daylight on camera and got hit with a 30-year sentence. Flock killed a dude from the OYs named Waka, and what's crazy is that K-Flock is the one who sparked the beef with the OYs.
Where you play, you
Flock's homies were already dying from their beef with the YGs, and K-Flock allegedly shot a YG's member in the face. He was still crashing out after he started rapping, and after the YGs killed Flock's homie Nazi, Flock and some other homies slid on the YGs, and after the
Is this nigga banging his gang on a prison wall? Oh no, he too deep in the trenches for me. I like bitches and designing and traveling and shit. He banging his gang in the feds. Hell no, keep me away from this nigga.
G's killed Flock's homie Nazi, Flock and some other homies slid on the YGs and tried to kill a couple of dudes on their block. At that point, there weren't any bodies dropping between K-Flock's homies and the OYs.
Right.
But that all changed when K-Flock killed Waka. Flock got booked on a murder charge, and then the Fed stepped in and hit Flock and his homies with a RICO case. K-Flock actually beat the murder case, but he got convicted on a RICO charge, violent crimes, and a gun charge. The judge could have taken it easy on K-Flock and let him come home pretty soon, but then K-Flock crashed out on social media again and said, "Kill all rats."
This man famous as hell. Story getting all types of traction. Hold on, let me go back to the trenches. Hold on, I gotta read the story just like him. He probably felt hella raw in the Fed saying this. I beat the top count. I made the judge cry. He said now he not forced to give me life. Alhamdulillah. Everything good, not good, and everything bad, not bad. Just gotta stay humble and stay humble to the outcome of your situation and see what Allah got for you. Yeah, you gonna start the prayer talk. Chin up, chest out. Shit ain't never over. Ain't nowhere near. Ain't over. This nigga can't spell. Ain't nowhere. Okay. Chin up, chest out. Shit ain't nowhere near over is what he meant. Remain a G and stay sucker free. Never fold, never will. Free the thoroughbred ones. Kill all rats. You said that on your story while you facing a life sentence? He ain't learned his lesson.
Everyone knew that was a dumb move, and the judge ended up hitting K-Flock with a 30-year sentence. K Shorty could have been one of the only rappers to ever make it out of Jacksonville, but instead he crashed out and threw everything away. What makes K Shorty's situation even worse is that he beat 4 attempted murder charges when he was 16 years old. K Shorty had shot into a crowd of people, and at the same time, he was wanted for an armed carjacking. The judge could have sent K Shorty away for decades right there, but then K Shorty caught a huge break and only had to do a year and a half in juvie instead of going to prison.
I did let him rock.
K Shorty didn't switch up how he was moving though.
He turned his savage up.
Instead, he crashed out and got his girlfriend killed. In March 2020, K Shorty allegedly killed an op named Daquan Saxton. And the next day, Daquan's homie shot up K Shorty's mom's crib. But instead of keeping his head down and laying low, K Shorty went on a date with his girlfriend at Nani the next day.
That shit's just so dumb though. You literally just took someone's life and the next thing you do is go hang with some innocent girl. You trying to go get a nut knowing that your op's savage just like you. Boy, you crazy as hell.
K Shorty didn't know is that the ops were following him. And when the Nani dropped him off after their date, some shooters popped out and tried to take out K Shorty. K Shorty got hit and made it out alive, but Anandi was brutally killed right in front of him.
R.I.P. that girl.
K Shorty snitched on one of the shooters and helped the cops convict him for a life sentence. But K Shorty was still crashing out in the streets. And a few months after Anandi got killed, the cops found K Shorty leaking from a gunshot after he got into a shootout with the ops. They booked K Shorty on a gun charge, but then he bonded out and allegedly killed a dude named 187 No Face.
Damn.
K Shorty had been beefing with Spinna Benz and wanted to kill him. And in September 2021, K Shorty and his homie 2-4 allegedly slid on Spinna Benz and followed him to a gas station.
Are they spinning?
Spinna Benz was sitting in his whip with 187 No Face and his homie Greenlight.
Right.
And that's when K Shorty and 2-4 allegedly pulled up and started shooting.
Jump out.
Spinna Benz and Greenlight ducked inside the gas station while the bullets were flying. But No Face got shot in the head and didn't make it out alive. K Shorty's facing a life sentence for killing No Face, but he already caught a 12-year sentence on his gun case.
Crazy.
Pooh Shiesty popped off from the jump when he started dropping music in 2019.
Pooh Shiesty.
He was taking over the game like crazy and went 8 times platinum when he linked up with Lil Durk for the track Back in Blood.
8 times
but
platinum?
then he crashed out and almost threw it all away. In October 2020, Shiesty linked up with some dudes he rented a McLaren from in Florida and wanted to buy some drugs and sneakers off of them.
So this is the case.
When they pulled up to get the cash, Shiesty upped his strap and shot one of the dudes in the ass.
Ooh.
The cops let Shiesty out on bond, but then a few months later, he allegedly shot a security guard at a club.
Oh, that's
When
cool right
Shiesty
there.
got arrested again, he was facing a life sentence if he took the case to trial, but instead he pleaded guilty and got off pretty light with a 5-year sentence.
Wow.
A lot of people thought it was gonna be over for Shiesty.
Man, he got some good lawyers, man. Pooh Shiesty was terrorized community. But thing is, like, when you run up them M's coming off, he from the gutter of Memphis, and he came up off running the trenches. You know how hard it is to make it out running the trenches? This nigga is the voice of all hoods, all shooters, all robbers, all rappers, all clappers, everywhere. So he had to crash out about any slight sign of disrespect. Now, I ain't gonna lie. He did go in, he did his time. He came out, dropped the hardest song I done heard. FDO goes crazy. You think he'd be able to drop that if he didn't pop ops and slide? Like, no, he got to speak for them folks who doing that. Free that man. Man, 5 years for that is crazy, though. He popped a couple people, robbed a couple people. He came out with them M's. Probably tens of millions now. Fuck it. Lil Burnham got to have something to look up to. Come on now.
See, after he got hit with 5 years, he had only been in the rap game for a couple of years, and nobody knew if he was gonna have any momentum when he finally came back home. And while Shiesty was locked up, he was losing friends and family members to the streets. In 2022, Shiesty's cousin Big Scar died from an overdose.
He was only 22.
In that same year, his homie Newski got shot and killed. Shiesty got out in 2025, and he proved from the jump that his fans are still rocking with him.
Or no?
He dropped his first day out track on December 12th, and less than a week later, it already had over 9 million views.
Yeah.
He could take over the whole rap game if he stays out of the drama going down in Memphis. But Shiesty is still crashing out on social media and talking about how many bodies his crew has dropped.
We say, nigga, it's 20 niggas dead, nigga. 50 niggas locked up when you watch our video, nigga, it's really that.
And on his first day,
Pooh Shiesty said that on Instagram Live after getting free? Oh, no. Pooh Shiesty still top crash out. That's different.
track, Shiesty told the ops he's still getting back for his dead homies and raps. I'm just now buying a chain that say my name. I've been bullshitting. My niggas died while in chains. Get back, gang. I'm right back for revenge. And
just got out
I'm out on papers with a fully ARP sitting on the counter. Hey, you think you got more shots than CG? Come and try your luck. You ain't never bought no crate or no grenade. Shut the fuck up. I just ordered a gun store. Nobody ain't got more chops than us. Famous Dex popped off back in 2015 and ended up getting a deal with Rich the Kid. Dex had a crazy fall off though, and it all started when he pointed a gun at his fans at a college show.
Famous Dex wasn't supposed to make it out the trenches. All the older dudes, like 5 years older than me, like 6 years, 7 years older than me and shit, they knew Famous Dex. They said he was the dirtiest dude in the trenches, but his music went up first, right? The first thing he did when he got his money and power, he switched up on all them niggas.
Music was falling off fast, and he was sipping so much lean, they ended up having a seizure in the middle of the show.
Damn.
Fans wanted Dex to get help, because he was nodding off while he was on IG Live.
Oh, Famous
So in
Dex.
2020, he finally went to rehab for drug addiction. Drugs weren't the only problem though, and a few months later, Dex ended up in a standoff with the SWAT team. The cops pulled up to Dex's crib, because he had been beating up his girlfriend. And when the police came, Dex locked himself inside with a bunch of guns.
Oh, this
and a
nigga
month
slow.
before that, Dex put hands on a different woman and pointed a gun at her too. The cops also pulled Dex over and found a gun in his whip. And since he had a restraining order, he wasn't supposed to be around guns at all.
This guy's weird.
He was facing up to 18 years on all the charges. But Dex got off easy and spent less than a year in jail. Dex fell out of the spotlight for a few years. Then he came back in 2025 and went live on IG with no teeth. He dropped over $60K to get his teeth fixed and said he was sober.
That's weird.
Then a month later, he crashed out again and said he was gonna put hands on Rich the Kid whenever he sees him.
Rich, when I see you, I'm beating your. I don't want. Listen.
This man 110 pounds off the drugs, man. That's a funny threat.
Let's go get back, and I'm gonna beat the out of you, bro.
Famous Dex don't got no security no more. He ran through that check, nigga. I'm telling you, I seen this man in the airport, no security, no nobody. He was just sitting at his terminal waiting. What you talking about? My security gonna fall back, bro? Who the hell looking for Famous Dex, gang? Come on now, folks. Rich Famous Junkie. He remind me of that one rapper, Rich Junkie.
Because all you did was scam, bro.
Rich the Kid is the one who helped Famous Dex get in the spotlight, but Dex crashed out on him because he thinks Rich the Kid is trying to finesse him out of his money. Some rappers become crash outs, but K-So was a crash out who just rapped to diss the people he killed.
Crazy.
K-So is one of the most brutal killers in Jacksonville, but his whole family was active in the streets.
Right.
K-So's brother Boss Goon beat a murder case back in the day. Then he came home in 2018 and was killed just a few months later.
Crazy.
Rumors said that K-So's dad, Blue, put a bag out on whoever killed Boss Goon, and that's allegedly when K-So started sliding on the ops too. K-So was tied with Young and Ace's crew, ATK, but he also repped a crew called No Hospital Gang and had a name in the streets way before he hopped in the booth. Young and Ace blew up off the track Who I Smoke, and most people heard K-So's name for the first time when Ace raps, "My killer make his face go." That's one thing about K-So. No Hospital Gang, boy. You know that shit a case closed. Want him dead? Bust his head. All I do is say go.
Oh no.
K-So and his homie ATK Scotty were sliding together. And that's how they allegedly killed Fulio's homie Lil Bibby.
Lil Bibby.
K-So and Scotty pulled up to Fulio's hood and spotted Bibby and his homie Pop Out chilling outside. So K-So and Scotty hopped out and started shooting. Scotty chased Pop Out and couldn't catch up to him, but K-So shot Bibby. Then he stood over him and kept shooting. K-So was already moving crazy.
Shooting at the ground,
then he took self-snitching to another level when he hopped in the booth and rapped, "ATK don't do no drive-bys. He ain't going to the hospital, dead flies. Who the fuck wanna play with us? Fuck they dead guys. Bibby had a closed casket. I wasn't surprised." Allegedly killing Bibby wasn't enough though. And on the anniversary of Boss Goon getting killed, Scotty, Dominic Barner, and K-So went sliding again. A rapper named Lil Buck had dissed Boss Goon, so K-So and his homies found out where Lil Buck lived and followed him to a shopping mall. K-So was about to pop out and murder Lil Buck in broad daylight, but before he killed Lil Buck, he texted one of Buck's homies and told him, "We caught your boy slipping." It was one of the dumbest.
I didn't know he did that. You telling me K-So, before he smoked him, texted him on his phone that he has in the car before he goes and catch. He has a phone on him while he's getting ready to go catch a body. Text the guy like the feds won't see this, and then went and go kill him. Oh, these niggas is totally different levels of crash out. I can't even fathom in my mind being this level of slow. My bad, savage. This level of crash out. You know what I'm saying, though, folks?
Shots in the rap game, and there was no way K-So was gonna get away with it.
Yeah, I know some niggas never come
Cops
home.
are already figuring out the case. Then the situation got even worse, because Dominic Barner and K-So's own dad flipped on him. K-So got convicted for killing Lil Buck and got hit with a life sentence, and he's still facing trial for killing Bibby too. People always talk about how many bodies King Von caught before he died, but one time he was on IG Live with Young and Ace and K-So told Von straight up that he had more bodies than him. Nobody knows how many hats K-So really caught, but people try to put at least 5 bodies on King Von. Von was one of the biggest crash outs in Chicago, and that never changed even after he started hitting the mainstream.
But
Before Von started rapping, he had allegedly been killing people since 2012. Von allegedly killed a dude from STL EBT named Modell back in October 2012.
Oh, that's different.
For a long time, the cops thought Von's homie T-Roy was the one who pulled the trigger. But then new paperwork came out that proved they wanted Von for the Modell murder. Then a couple years later, Von and his homie Big Mike crashed out, and Von allegedly killed a dude named Malcolm Stuckey. Big Mike actually flipped on Von, and it looked like the cops might send Von away for life. Then Big Mike took his statement back, and Von skated on the case.
Beat that body.
Beating the murder case was a huge win. but Vaughn was still crashing out and allegedly killed a female GD named K.I. and another dude named P5.
Damn.
Even though Vaughn never got convicted on the murder case, he was always going in and out of jail and crashed out behind bars too.
Right.
Back in 2016, Vaughn spotted an op in jail and jumped him right in front of a guard. Vaughn and his homie both got pepper sprayed.
Who was around?
When he came home, he dropped the track "Get It Done" and rapped, "Hope you don't think that you the only one. Riding around this bitch, we doing murder one. Me and Peasy, we gonna get it done. Jump a nigga ass, ain't no one-on-ones." Vaughn was putting hands on the ops every chance he got, and that wasn't the only time he jumped someone and got maced. One time, Vaughn was in the holding tank with an op named 051 Freaky.
Okay.
So Vaughn had one of his homies help slip him out of his cuffs so he could start swinging on Freaky. Vaughn was always ready to throw hands, and that's what ended up getting him killed when he crashed out for the last time and tried to beat up Quando Rondo.
But it's something about that lifestyle, bro. When you so caught up in it, think about doing this for 10 plus years since you was a little baby. You've been whooping ass, popping niggas. Nobody want to play with you. You get to feeling like you invincible, gang. I don't blame them. Like, you the one doing all the damage to people. It's hard to, like, see karma coming back to you because you've been doing it for so long. You forget that energy always returns. It's like sometimes you'll do too much good and you'll be like, man, I'm not getting nothing good back. But that time returns in a better blessing, something good for you. It's like you be doing bad and a bunch of good is happening. But when it returns back to you, it's going to be very bad. It could be like life or death. That's why you want to like find balance. Because it's like, yeah, I fuck with the savages. I'm trying to be gangster. But it's like, man, it's also someone who positive, push peace, trying to save people, trying to help people, going, giving money to the homeless and shit. You got to find a balance. You got to find a balance. You got to glorify somebody who do they bad but find good from it. That's what make it attractive, though. If you make bad look good enough, it's like, I'm low-key rocking with that shit. But it'll go all bad if you can't fix it. Like, if you get blessed, at some point you get blessed, you got to change your life. Like, if you keep getting blessed, you getting a lot of chances, and you don't learn your lesson, life gonna teach you something.
Chicago's full of rappers who crashed out, and a couple of Vaughn's homies are doing decades for killing an innocent cab driver for no reason.
Crazy.
Rondo No. 9 and C-Day both repped a BD set called 600, and rumors say they were two of the biggest shooters in the city.
Tweaking.
Both of them were making music too, but they were way more famous for allegedly killing ops.
You ain't know the
Rondo even went viral for having a rocket launcher. The rocket launcher was fake, but Rondo and C-Day were allegedly catching bodies all over the south side. Rondo got booked for his first shooting when he was just 14 years old, and a lot of people think C-Day killed at least 4 people before he got locked up. What took both of them down was when Rondo and C-Day crashed out on an innocent dude. Rondo and C-Day pulled up to a party, and some girls there said that their ops had been messing with them. The ops had already left the party, so Rondo and C-Day went looking for him. According to some sources, the girls pointed out a whip they thought the ops were in, and Rondo and C-Day went up to the car to press him. The dude inside the whip was an innocent cab driver named Javon Boyd, but Rondo and C-Day brutally killed him for no reason, and the whole thing was caught on camera. C-Day made it even easier for the cops to figure out who was behind the murder because he left his phone at the scene. They offered C-Day 20 years if he flipped on Rondo, and C-Day would have only had to do 10 before they let him out, but he held it down, and both of them got hit with almost 40 years in prison. That wasn't their only crash out though, and rumors say that C-Day's about to get charged with another murder. Back in 2011, C-Day allegedly killed a dude from Draw City named Tutu. Nobody was booked for the hit, but C-Day self-snitched like crazy in the booth and raps,
it's like you think you win.
Now they miss you, but just like Tutu. Oh, boo-hoo. He went to school. He was a good dude. Now he cooks food, and I'm the fucking chef. Yeah, I cooked, dude.
Not very good.
2 months after Tutu got killed, someone used his Facebook page to snitch on C-Day. C-Day's already having a tough time. Killed.
These niggas not even rappers though. I see why Drill is like losing his pill because these niggas halftime wasn't rapping. It was just confessions to bodies. But this used to be like shocking in 2014, bro. Niggas been confessing on crimes for 10 years, risking that life sentence for what?
Someone you
look 2012, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, guy. Like, come on. I get so sick of the ops. They better slow down before I slow their ass up and put the in their mouth. Tutu Gang, Tukaville, Jaro City, Hottie World, FYB, FBG, shout out to Love, Pink, Man, 600, 300, 800K. The ops must go, especially that nigga who popped Tutu, 600 Courtney, catch him lacking, and Merc is. These motherfuckers be slow for like this shit is dumb.
Facebook page to snitch on C-Day.
These niggas is talking about these niggas just be making words up and dying for him, for this shit is insane to me.
C-Day's already having a tough time in jail and got slammed by a dude he tried to fight.
Damn.
And if he goes down for the 2-2
You win some,
hit,
you lose some.
he's definitely not
That's
going to
why
be
you
coming
don't put
home
yourself in that
anytime soon. AR Ab hopped off the porch and turned Philly into a war zone.
I seen him do it.
He was killing, robbing, and kidnapping dudes all over the city. And he self-snitched about everything. Ab started out selling weed on the side while he was working as a plumber. But when he realized how much money he could make in the streets, Ab jumped straight into the trenches and bodies started dropping all over the place. At the same time, AR Ab was battle rapping in the streets and getting a little buzz in the city.
That money.
Another rapper from Philly named Cassidy saw Ab in the battle, and that's how they linked up in the studio. But Cassidy had his own ops in Philly, and in 2005, Cassidy, Ab, and another dude rolled up on a dude named Desmond Hawkins and left him dead in the street. The cops put Cassidy and Ab on murder charges, but the lead witness withdrew their statement and the case fell apart. They both came home, and Ab joined Cassidy's crew, the Larceny family. And that's when Ab really started getting the buzz in the rap game. He never stopped crashing out though. And in 2011, the ops caught him lacking and shot Ab 10 times. AR Ab bounced back and told DJ Vlad he probably got shot because he was still robbing people.
Actually, I never really found out who shot me because, well, I'll be into a lot of shit. So I keep it all real. I robbed a couple niggas, took some bricks from some people.
Ab was still moving weight in the city too.
And keep in mind, this man said this while he's still doing it. That is insane.
2013, he got booked on drug charges and spent 18 months in jail. Ab came home, got even more buzz on his name when Drake shouted him out on the track back-to-back and rapped, "I drove here in the Wraith playing AR Ab. I'm not sure what it was that really made y'all mad, but I guess this is what I gotta do to make y'all rap. I mean, whoa, can't fool the city, man. They know what's up." Ab's music was popping off too, but he stayed in the trenches, was running a huge drug ring and sending hits out all over Philly.
I thought he changed his life.
Back in 2017, Ab paid his homie Taz to kill another dealer named Robert Johnson. And 4 days after the hit went down, Ab wrote some lyrics on his phone that said, "I'll have the whole city scared. Stand near home, I call Taz and tell him, bring that nigga's head to me." Taz flipped on AR Ab, and in 2021, Ab got hit with a 45-year sentence.
Damn.
Getting flipped on by your homies is tough. But
wait, 45 years, he gonna come home one day? Bro, I think I'm too young, bro. I can't fathom when any nigga I know or anything I see online say more than 25 years, bro. In my head, I'm like, that's not that long, is it? 48 years, like, he gonna come. This nigga not gonna be around in his lifetime, bro. Like, you gonna have grandkids, you gonna then lived in 20 different places, you gonna have been all these other places. This nigga just in a cell rotting away for a few years of fame. I don't think that's a good exchange. I don't know. What do you think?
Next rapper's facing the death penalty for killing 2 of his best friends. YNW Melly dropped his first tape while he was in juvie for shooting at 3 dudes outside of a high school. He came home for a few months and dropped more music. Then he crashed out again and got booked for violating his probation. Melly's music was popping off every time he dropped a new track. And when he came home in March 2018, fans thought he was gonna go on his first tour. But then 3 months later, Melly got caught up in another case and was booked for drug and gun charges. He spent a little more time in jail and came home and dropped more music. Then in January 2019, Melly got booked again for weed. It looked like Melly was gonna come home fast. But a month later, the news broke that the cops were charging him with double homicide. In October 2018, Melly allegedly murdered his homie Sack Chaser in juvie with some help from their homie Borland. Melly and Borland tried to make it look like a drive-by shooting, but the whole hit was sloppy, and Borland pleaded guilty because his lawyers knew he wouldn't beat the case if they took it to trial. Nobody knew why Melly would want to kill his friends, but it turned out there was some crazy drama going on behind the scenes. According to Melly's homie Jacoby, Sack Chaser was a crazy motherfucker.
I'm gonna break it down to y'all about Sack so y'all can put pieces together.
So why did YNW Melly kill his homie?
Sack is a crazy motherfucker.
Sack Chaser allegedly put hands on Borland and made him cry, and Sack Chaser was having some drama with Melly and Melly's mom too. After Sack Chaser and Juvie got killed, Melly was on the phone with Jacoby and kept saying, "You don't know what Sack Chaser been doing to me."
Man was on FaceTime, man, like, y'all don't know, bro. Y'all don't know what Sack was doing to me. Y'all don't know, bro. Y'all don't know what Sack was doing to me, bro.
Melly's first trial ended with a hung jury, but in 2027, the prosecutors are gonna try to get him the death penalty, and this time, they have even more evidence to use against him. Max B influenced a whole generation of rappers on the East Coast, but by the time he hopped in the booth,
Max B from New York,
Max B already had served 8 years on an armed robbery case. He got out and started popping off in the rap game. But then Max B crashed out again and got hit with a 75-year sentence for a brutal murder case. Max B was hooking up with a woman named Gina Conway. Gina allegedly had a crazy drug habit and knew a bunch of dealers. And she told Max B about a dude named Alan Plowden. Alan Plowden carried a bunch of cash on him. So Max B allegedly sent Gina and his stepbrother Kelvin to rob him. Kelvin and Gina went to the hotel where Alan Plowden was staying and tied up Alan and a woman who was in a room with him named Giselle. They pressed Alan about the money, but he didn't have it on him. So Kelvin made Alan call his homie David Taylor. David was the one who had the cash. And when he came to Alan's room in the hotel, Kelvin jumped at him and they started fighting over Kelvin's gun. That's when a shot went off and David ended up dying on the scene. Kelvin and Gina ran off, but the cops picked Gina up a week later and she flipped on Max B. Max B wasn't even at the scene when David Taylor got killed, but the judge still hit him with a 75-year sentence on the murder charge.
We heard about you.
Then in 2016, Max B scored a huge win because his murder charge was dropped and he pleaded guilty to aggravated manslaughter instead. And in 2025, he finally came home after serving 16 years in prison. A lot of rappers crash out on their ops, but Shine threw everything away over someone else's beef. Shine was born in Belize, but grew up in Brooklyn. He came up freestyling on the streets, and one day his whole life changed overnight. Shine was rapping at a barbershop in '98, and a producer named DJ Clark Kent heard him. Clark Kent worked for Bad Boy Records and wanted Shine to meet Diddy. So he brought Shine to the Bad Boy office, and Diddy signed him on the spot. Shine allegedly got over $1 million, plus 3 cars and 2 houses. But he had no idea that Diddy was about to throw him under the bus. A year after Shine made the deal with Bad Boy, Diddy brought him to the club. Diddy was dating J-Lo back then, and rumors say that J-Lo snuck guns in for Shine and Diddy. Everything was cool at first, but then Diddy got into an argument with a dude from Brooklyn named Scar. Diddy knocked Scar's drink over, so Scar dissed him and threw a wad of cash at Diddy's face. That's when both sides pulled out guns and bullets started flying all over the place. Diddy shot a woman in the face while Shine just shot into the air. But then Diddy threw Shine under the bus and made him take the fall for everything. Everyone in the rap game knew the situation was dirty, and Nas even aired Diddy out for it on the track Purple and raps. The whole city is mine, pretty as Don. I don't like the way P. Diddy did Shine with different lawyers. Why it's mentioned in my rhymes? Fuck it, it's just an intro. Hate it or love it, like it, bump it or dump it. And on the track DDFH, Killer Mike raps, cause we smoke sour to deal with the paranoia that they charge by the hour, can't hire the Jewish lawyer. If you ain't Jigga or Puff, you doing time. And even then you might get 10, word to Shine. Shine did almost 10 years in prison, and then the cops deported him back to Belize. And after Diddy got arrested, Shine aired him out and said that Diddy destroyed his life.
Let us not lose sight of what the cold hard facts are. This was not someone who I vacationed with and who
been doing this.
He and I enjoyed this
money and good
great
money.
Intimate
They may put you in that
relationship
lifestyle.
of brotherhood. This is someone who destroyed my life.
Silento was born with weed, coke, heroin, and more in his system because his mom was a drug addict, and the situation only got worse from there.
He looked like
grew up watching his family members trying to kill each other, and Silento ended up going to juvie when he was 14. Silento came home and started making music, and he became a star overnight when he dropped the track Watch Me Whip in 2015. The track ran up over 2 billion views on YouTube and put Silento in the spotlight, but he couldn't keep the momentum up and fell off like crazy. Nobody heard about Silento for years, but then he came back with one of the most brutal crash outs in the rap game. It all started in August 2020 when Silento got booked for beating up his girlfriend. The cops let him go, and then the next day, Silento walked into a random house with a hatchet and was looking for his girlfriend. The people in the crib had no idea what was going on, but luckily, they were able to take Silento down before he could kill anyone with the hatchet. Somehow, Silento got out again right after that went down, and the cops booked him a couple months later for driving 143 miles per hour through Atlanta. The cops let Silento go again, and that's when the situation took a brutal turn. In January 2021, the cops responded to a call about a shooting, and when they pulled up to the scene, they found Silento's cousin Frederick bleeding out from gunshot wounds to the face and leg. Silento wasn't at the scene, but it didn't take the cops long to figure the case out, and after they booked Silento, his own grandparents asked the judge to deny his bail request.
Don't let that come home
Silento
again.
was facing life in prison for murdering Frederick, but he pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter instead and got hit with 30 years. Tupac went to art school and wrote poetry, but that didn't mean he wasn't ready to crash out. In '92, Pac had a show at a festival in Marin City. Everything was cool at first, but then some dudes pulled up who wanted to press him. Pac and his homies got into a crazy fight with the other crew, and a gun went off and killed an innocent kid. Then a year later, Pac crashed out again and shot 2 cops. Pac and his crew were coming back to their hotel in Atlanta when they saw 2 white dudes beating up a black guy in the middle of the street. The 2 white guys were off-duty cops, and when Pac hopped out to fight them, one of them pulled out a gun. That's when Pac upped his own strap and shot both of the off-duty cops.
Damn.
Pac beat the case, but ended up going to prison on sexual assault charges. And when he came home, he wanted all the smoke.
Right.
Pac hopped in the booth and dropped some of the craziest disses in the rap game. Then he crashed out for the last time in Vegas and put hands on a crip named Orlando Anderson in the middle of a hotel. Then a few hours later, Orlando hopped in a whip with his uncle Keefe D and a couple other crips and went sliding for Pac. They spotted Pac and Suge Knight on the strip and started letting off shots. And Pac fell into a coma and never woke up again.